Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time of stopping by. Hi, nice meeting you for the first time. Please consider subscribing to my channel. So we are going to be going into this video and you can see my fabric is folded into four. And to my old subscribers, I say thank you very much for all your support so far. So my fabric is folded into four and I am marking the front and the back bodies together. So the first thing I did is to mark my half length, which is at 15 inches, and then I added 1 inch stitching allowance, and this is for a 8 to 9 year old, though she is bigger than her age, so it's for 8 to 9 years. So I decided to use this side as my starting point. So from there I am going to be marking my armhole, and then I'll connect the line. Once I am done with that, we are going to be inserting our other measurements, and my measurement is going to be starting from the center back. So the one on top is the center back, the one under it is our center front for our button. That's the one that has extra allowance for our button. I just hope you understand this. So what I marked is half of my shoulder measurement, and I'm going to go ahead and mark my neckline. So for this neckline is supposed to be for the back neckline. So it's supposed to be from the front neckline. That's 2.5 inches by 2.3 inches. So that's what I'm going to mark. But while creating this video, I made a mistake and I marked it at the front neckline, at the back neckline, sorry. So please, that's why I'm trying to clear it. So your back neckline is supposed to be higher than your front neckline. This is a shirt, so the one that has the zipper allowance or the button allowance is supposed to be at the front. Please don't make a mistake that I made. I forgot because I'm used to marking normal gown that we are marking, but I corrected mine before I proceeded with the style. I just hope you understand this. For those that will say there's one comment I received one time. In fact, I'm going to be making a voice tone about that comment. I don't know when I received the comment, and I'm wondering which planet did this person come from. Anyway, let's continue. So the next thing I marked is my bust measurement divided by 4, and I will go ahead and connect this line to create my armhole. And once I am done with this, I'm going to go ahead and insert my waist measurement at my half length. Remember, our measurement is starting from the center backs. The one up is our back, the one under is our front. I keep emphasizing on this. So I'm going to go ahead and connect these 2 points, and I added my stitching allowance as we are marking, because I'm marking directly on my fabric. So I added 1.5 inches stitching allowance, and that's it for the body. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please take 1 minute to subscribe to my channel. Please don't mind the mistake I made. I don't think nobody's above mistake, and whenever I make mistake while creating my content, I always mention it and I clarify it so that you don't join me in the mistake. And I apologize for that mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and do front facing front. I am using the same fabric for my lining, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch on my armhole, just my armhole at this point. You can go ahead and stitch at your zipper area at this point as well, because I won't be folding it. What I'm going to be doing is to turn it over, just like I turned my armhole. So once I was done, I made notches and then I turned it to the right side. So I'll go ahead and do front facing to front, so that we will work on our shoulder line. I'm just trying to get the side I'm going to be using as my front to decide which is better. And at this point, I don't know. I decided to use the red area. So once I place it this way, I'll bring in my 2 shoulders, and you see the way I opened it up. Please go ahead and do the same if you want an inseam finishing. So I'm going to go ahead and match my 2 neckline seam line, making sure it's matched together, and then I'll go ahead and pin every other side before going to my sewing machine to stitch it by 1/2 inch. So this is it after I was done. You can see my neckline, my shoulder line, my is all tucked in. And then for my buttonhole, you can see I turned it as well, and then I stitched at 1 inch on it, just to create that buttonhole channel. I hope you understand this. So the same way I turned my armhole, that's the same way I turned my buttonhole. So after turning it, I marked 1 inch and I ran a stitch from the neckline all the way to the waist. I hope you understand it now. For those people that have watched my other video, maybe you would understand it better, but I hope you do. So for my collar, it seems like I'm talking so fast today. So for my collar, all I did is to measure my neckline round so that I'll know how much line or how long the line I'm going to mark now is going to be. So once I am done marking that line, I'll make a mark, not really at the center, just make a mark, but make sure that you have enough space at both sides. Once I made that mark, I'm going to bring my bodice. I'll measure my front bodice first, starting from my shoulder line. Show my shoulder points, I'll measure it, and I have 4.25 there. So I'll go ahead and mark that 4.25 there. And then for my back neckline, I'm going to go ahead and fold it into 2. I'll fold my fabric into 2 at that shoulder area, and then I'll go ahead and measure it. And I think I have about 4.5 inches. Yes, I had from 4.5 inches, so I will make a mark there. So at that 4.5 inches, I'll go up by half of an inch. So what we are trying to create now is our collar stand. So I'll go ahead and make a mark to connect it to that center line that we marked earlier. So once I am done with that, from that slope, that half inch we went up with, and that's where I'm going to be starting my measurement, and I am marking 1 inch. You see the way I went down as I was going to mark my 1 inch. That's how you're going to be doing yours. And then at the center back, you see I'm going to be slanting it. It's not going to be a straight line. So you see the way I slanted it. Please go ahead and do yours. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to leave it on the comment section, and as usual, I'm going to reply you as soon as I can. So onto the collar, I went ahead to mark a straight line again, and then I'm going to be marking half of my neckline minus 1 inch. I hope you understand this, that my collar stand minus 1 inch. So that's what I marked there. So I'm going to be marking 1.5 inches. I want my collar to be 1.5 inches. And then from that, where my collar measurement starts, you see the way I slanted my line. My line is not going to be a straight cut. Please go ahead and slant yours as well. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is it. It's ready, our collar stand and our collar. You see, I've gone ahead to cut out all my pieces, and I added half inch all around. And you can see that the center back is on fold. That's where that will be on fold. So don't make the mistake to cut it open. And the fabrics are two. There are two. I'm going to be using one to turn the other one. If you have your collar stay at this point, please go ahead and attach it to one side of the fabric. So I'll go ahead and stitch it just like you see me show you guys, and I turned it to the right side. So this is our collar. We are done. So I'll bring in my collar stand, and I'll also be doing front facing front, but before that I'll place the two collar stands together, and we are going to go ahead and make notches on the upper and the lower side of this collar, the center of it. So I'll fold it and then notch the up and also notch the down. Once I am done with this, I'm just trying to arrange my collar well, and then I'll go ahead and notch my collar as well so that I'll be able to match the two centers. Once I am done with this, I'll bring in my collar stand, and then I'll be doing front facing front, making sure that where I have the notches are matching each other, and I'll put the second one under it. Remember, you are going to be doing front facing each front. So the collar is going to be in between the collar stand, that is kind of sandwich the collar. So I'll pin that area down, and then I'll pin every other side down before going to my sewing machine to stitch it. But before stitching it down, let's create that curve you always see at the collar. That's what you're going to be doing. So you hold it this way, and then you're going to be using your scissors to create just a small curve to it, so that it's not too sharp at that area. Once I am done with that, I'll then go ahead and start pinning this together. So I'll pin and then pin the other side as well. Then I'll go out to my sewing machine and stitch it down by 1/2 an inch, or how many allowance you added to yours. So this is it. After I was done, I made little notches around it because that center area is not straight, it has a bit of curve. So this is what we have. If you have light at this moment, please go ahead and iron yours, but since I don't have light, we are going to still continue with the video. So this is where you're going to iron yours. Just pull in by 1/2 an inch and then iron. Then onto the body, so that we can attach the collar, I'll make notch at the center of the bodies, and then I'll bring in my collar. Remember, we made notches there as well, so make sure that the two notches are matching. I'll put my bodies into the collar, and then hold it in place, and I'll stitch it down. You can as well mark 1/2 inch all around the body, so that when you are pushing it into the collar stand, you'll be sure that it is 1/2 inch. So this is the first layer of the gather. I took out my half length, and then I deducted 5 inches from it. So I'll go ahead and gather it to be the exact side of my waist. So this is the bodies. After I was done, I also stitched on my seam side, and this one I am done gathering it. And then for the button area, you're going to fold by 1/2 inch and then fold by 1 inch. You're going to be doing this before you gather it on both sides. So this is what we have, so that you can create that buttonhole channel on that area as well. Once I am done with that, I'll bring in the first gather, and then do front facing front, and then stitch it down. So this is what we have after it. You can see that the gather channel is extended to the lower side of the gather. So onto the second part of the gather, I have double measurements of the first gather. That's this first gather. I measured it, and whatever I have there, I doubled the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and make notch on this, and then also make notch on the bodies, or on the bodies. And then from the open side, I also stitch it down, that I closed it up. That's where it's going to be at the gather area, at the center button, because I don't want the button to extend into the last step of the gather, or the last step of the gather. So once I made notches on the bodies, I'll bring in the two notches that I made, and then I'll stitch it all the way through it. I'm going to be making small plates to stitch it down. You can use gathers as well, but I decided to use plates. So this is what we have after we are done, and you can see that the button area did not extend to that small place. That's why I said I'm going to be stitching that area down. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and start your buttonhole and then your buttons. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video. Wash my ass. Thank you.